Welcome everybody. Welcome to the coaching hour. Just a little sound check. If you can hear me, just let me know in the chat box. I hope you can hear me, and I'm just switching on my camera, and I hope you can see me too. So if you can hear me and if you can see me, just give me a yes or a thumbs up in the chat box. All right, perfect. I can say yes coming here in the chat box, and you can hear me also. That is absolutely perfect. All right, wonderful. Lovely. So welcome everybody. Welcome into this coaching hour program that we do every week, every Tuesday and every Thursday, and that is our absolutely free program which is streaming live on YouTube also, and some of you are here with us on Zoom also. So myself, Sukhveer Singh, the owner and CEO of Human Potential and Growth, welcome you into this great evening, into this great 1 hour where we discuss ideas, where we have conversation that can lead you towards a better purpose in your life. And I believe the topic that we have for today, it is going to be an absolutely life-changing topic for you. As you, some of you who are a part of my Facebook group, if you're on my email list, if you're in my WhatsApp group, I have been talking a lot about this since morning, and it is about no more no more rejection. Now before we move ahead, I really want to ask you a couple of questions. Okay, now I want you to think about a situation when you had a great idea on mind. Okay, when there was something really sensational that you was really proud of, and you wanted to share that with your friends and your family or something like that, and you share that idea, and somebody said no to you. First of all, does that happen with you in the past, that when you had an idea, you wanted to talk to somebody, or you have a product that you want to sell to a prospect, and you went there with enthusiasm, you explained them what it is all about, and somebody said no? Personally, that has happened with me a lot in the past. That still happens sometimes, but my mindset towards it a lot different now. If that has happened with you in the past, let me know in the chat box. I can see a couple of yeses are already there. I guess the one is from Prema. All right. And what about others? All right. There's another one from Nigeria. All right. So some from Karaman. All right. Perfect. And if you're on YouTube, guys, participate in the same question. Now, how did you felt at that time when they said like no? When somebody said no, what was your feeling with respect to that no? Let me know in the chat box. And understand that this is very important what I'm sharing here, and your participation is going to dictate a lot about your outcome out of the webinar. You can stay in this webinar and stay quiet and try to just observe me and see what I'm doing, or you can take the best path, that is to communicate and really take something out of this webinar, and not just make it another webinar for you where you come and just go. All right, I can see somebody said disappointed, a bit dejected, I am not good enough, it hurts my feelings sometime. Perfect. Now, all these are valid reasons, that you're sharing here with me. But is there any way we can change them? That's what I'm going to tell you today. It is about no more rejection. Somebody said, I stopped following up with my prospect for 3 days. Now, I know what a big impact, rejections can have on anyone's life. So in our today's topic, I am going to help you to understand that what is your present mindset with respect to rejections, and how to alter that mindset. Understand one thing, that we are living in a universe that operates by a law, and one of the law is law of polarity. Okay, and the law of polarity states that negative cannot exist without positive. That means there are both the options available in one situation, and it is a matter of choice we make in that present moment. Now I know that, and you know that we have been programmed. We have been programmed to let someone's no hurt us. We have been programmed to let someone's rejection to really stop us. We have been programmed that when somebody said that I'm not interested in what you're selling, that doesn't seem that much impressive, and we felt like, oh my god, and we take it as a personal thing. But let me tell you one thing, it's all about the mindset that you have with respect to that word no. I'm going to share great examples with you over the next 40 minutes. So stay there till the end and try to concentrate as much as you can. And if you can have a pen and a paper, that would be like wonderful for you. Okay, so really, really pay attention to the next sentence that I'm about to tell you now. And I really, really want you to think. Now, I want you to think, when you talk about rejections, it is a myth. There is nothing, absolutely nothing like rejection. As I said, it is your perception. And it was my perception 5 years ago, also the same. 5 years ago, I was into sales. If somebody rejected me, I felt so dejected, so disappointed. So, it's like a failure at that time I felt from inside. But then I started studying about myself, studying about the laws of the universe, studying about all these principles that I'm sharing with you continuously on these coaching hour calls and into my programs, many of the program that we have. And I understood one thing, that actually rejection is a myth. And now I want you to think about it. Really, really, really think about it. Okay. And understand that when I say think about it, remember what Dr. Ken McFarland said about thinking. He said 2% of the people think, 3% of the people think they think, and 95% of the people would rather die than think. So when I say thinking, it's not letting the outside to control your thinking, it's letting the inside to take charge of your thinking. Because if you're looking at what somebody else said, if you're looking at what they think about your product, if you're looking at how many people have said no to you, you are not going to be in the right model of thinking. At that time, you will be always letting the outside circumstances to control your thinking. And in that way, your vibrations are not going to be good. You are not going to put yourself into a right vibration. Now, before we start studying the perception of the word rejection and the no, I want you to look at this diagram right there. And that is your mind. Some of you who study Bob, you know very well that what this diagram means. And if you don't study Bob, I'll let you know that this big circle is your mind, and it is divided into two parts, the conscious and the subconscious. And this small little circle we have right there, this is our body. And we know that the body is just the instrument of the mind. Body can only do a function or a task when the mind commands it to do something. It cannot do anything by its own. Now what I'm saying here is really, really pay close attention to it. Okay, very, very, very close attention. Now when you look at the rejection, when somebody said no to you, what happened? If you're thinking about this no, if you're thinking about, oh my God, they said no, my product is not good enough, my service is not good enough, I am not good enough, what the hell is happening in my life? Whenever you're thinking about all these things that are outside there, you know what you're doing? You're putting yourself into a bad feeling. You are creating emotion at the subconscious level that are not fruitful. And when you're doing that, it is going to move your body into vibration, which is actually not a productive vibration. And when you're in that vibration, your actions are not going to be the right action. And ultimately, it is not going to give you the results that you're seeking. So what you have to do, you have to change your perception about rejection. You have to change your viewpoint about rejection. Now, let's say this is a rejection right there. Okay. This is a rejection right there. Now you're approaching someone to buy your product. This is before rejection. Okay. And this is after rejection. Okay. Now you went to sell your product to somebody. That means you have nothing to lose. Right? You have nothing to lose. You went there and they say no. What changes? Nothing. You're in the same situation. Then why bothering that no to just really disturb you or to destroy you? You know what happened when we take that no personally? That is the time when it dejects us. And why we should not take it personally, that's what I just explained you on this diagram right there on the stick man. Understand that. I mean, really, really understand that it's a matter of perception. When you're talking to somebody and you're telling them about your ideas, what if they say no? No problem. Even if they say no, you're in the same position, nothing changes on the outside. And let me tell you one thing, your ideas are gold mine and you don't need anyone's approval before you start putting them into action. It doesn't matter if not even a single person in your family believe your idea. Still, I must tell you that if you believe in it, you must go ahead and execute that idea. And if you're selling a product and a service and somebody said that, that doesn't resonate with me, I'm not going to buy that, that's okay. That's okay. You know why? They're not saying to no to you. They're just saying no to your product. And every product that you are going to sell to somebody, or every idea that you're going to sell to somebody, that idea already has an address of its buyer. And if somebody says no, that means that was not the address of that buyer. And there are millions of people out there in the universe, and you got to understand that there is an abundance of supply. Now, this is that most people never understood. And if you really want to take charge of your life, okay, and if you really want to go beyond this doom fulfilling cycle of rejection, you really have to understand the law of supply. Now, the law of supply simply states that, I will tell you the way, Sandy Gallagher explained that in the Science of Getting Rich seminar. He said, and this is from the Hindu scriptures, from abundance, he took abundance, abundance still remains. I repeat, from abundance, he took abundance, and abundance still remains. That means you can take as much as you want from the universe, and that doesn't cause somebody else to lose their amount of share. But we never have that idea in our mind. You know why? Because we have been programmed in a very, very different way since we were kids. I want you to get back to your childhood times, when there was a function in the house and there was some guest in the house, there was cookies on the table. You went there, you pick up one cookie, you liked it, you want to pick up another cookie, and your family said, no, you already had your share. And we felt like that our share is limited. That's just one example. And there are tons of examples you may relate to in your lifetime that has actually subconsciously planted into your mind, which actually made you believe that there is a limited supply. And that limited supply actually caused the frustration. That limited supply is actually causing you all the doubts and the worries about when somebody said no, because you started worrying. Is there anyone who is going to buy from me? Is there anyone who is going to trust my idea? Is there anyone who is going to support me? Am I going to find the right life partner? Am I going to find a publisher who is going to publish my book? I think my ideas are silly. I think I'm not worthy. All these kind of bullshit start happening right there. But that can only be removed if we understand the laws of the universe. Now, Dr. Warren von Braun said that. He said the natural laws of the universe are so precise. We have no difficulty building a spaceship, sending it to the moon, and we can land it, and we can, do the timing in a precision of a fraction of a second. We can bring that back in that small moment. We can plan the landing. And he said that's all happening because of the laws of the universe are so precise. And Emerson said that. He said, let him learn a prudence of a higher strain. Let him learn that everything on this universe happens by law, not by luck or chance. Even dust and feather moves by law, not by luck or chance. Now, I really want you to think about what I'm saying here. These are really, really deep ideas. And if you have a blank sheet of paper, I want you to take that sheet of paper right now. Really take that sheet of paper right now. Take it out. Take it out right now. Okay. And in fact, have two sheets. On one sheet, I want you to write down your present belief that you have, that if somebody said no to you, how you're reacting at that time. If somebody said no to you, what is your present reaction? And then on the second sheet, I want you to understand what I said about the law of supply. Understand what I said about the law of polarity, and then ask yourself, instead of that, what should I do? And write those points. How many of you get the exercise? If you understood what I'm saying right here, give me a yes in the chat box. If you understood what I'm saying, give me a yes in the chat box. All right, Karaman said yes. Perfect, Karaman. All right, go ahead, Karaman, and write that. What about others? All right, Sheena said yes. Prema said yes. Avnish said yes. Patrice said yes. All right, perfect. Awesome. I love it. Guys who are on YouTube, let me know if you got the question that I said. All right, Kevin said yes. That is absolutely lovely, sensational. I love it. Perfect. Perfect, guys. Perfect. What about others? I want you to think about this. Rejections. I want you to think about that. Okay. It is very important. You know what we're doing here is we are evaluating our belief system. And if you want to change your programming, you have to evaluate your belief system, and then you have to build a new belief system, a new model of thinking. Spend a couple of minutes on this idea. If you want to take 3-4 minutes, take 3-4 minutes. Write down your present reactions you have when somebody said no, and then write down the reaction you should develop instead of them, based upon the understanding of the law of supply and the understanding of the law of polarity that I just mentioned to you. And then I'm going to give you a formula that will change your life. It is going to change your life, the formula that I'm going to give you now. Okay. So really, really pay very, very close attention to it. I hope all of you are paying attention to these questions that I just said here. Make a note of it. Take 2 minutes and then say yes in the chat box. If anybody had any confusions with the questions, guys, you can ask me in the chat box. If anybody has any questions, you guys can ask me in the chat box. If you have any questions, all right, perfect. Go ahead and write the exercise then. Do that. And then let me know in the chat box once it's done. All right, so I can see a couple of you have wrote in the chat box. Kevin said, reject and stop acting on my ideas. I get distracted and change my idea. I have tough time differentiating between the and I was a genuine feedback or just not moving forward with the idea. So and Prema said, sir, if I feel rejected, what action I have to take to make it positive? Prema, understand what I said. It's about changing your vibration. Ask yourself, and what I said to you earlier, that it's about changing your perception. Understand that no means that that person is not qualified enough for your product or service. Let him go by and focus with the positive energy to attract the next one. Okay, that's you have to focus on, Prema. Your focus should always be on building an image of what you want. Always what you want. If there is something that you're not getting, if there is something that you don't like, shift it. And Kevin, I got a little bit of what you have said. If there is anything that you precisely want to ask me, Kevin, can you just rephrase it and just tell me what is that? And the only thing that I get from your the paragraph, Kevin, is that like if you're getting a feedback whether you want to move forward with that idea or not. So here is my point for you, right? How to differentiate between all right, genuine feedback or not. All right, perfect, Kevin. Whether that feedback is genuine or not, trust your intuition. If the voice inside you is keep on telling you that do not accept that, do not accept that, then don't accept that. Okay, and don't accept feedback from anyone and everyone. Only accept genuine feedbacks from your mastermind group. No one else. Only from your mastermind group. No one else. I will never accept feedback from anybody else. I will only accept feedbacks from my mentors or from my masterminding partners. That's all. Okay, and my intuition guides me all the time. So you have to just keep trusting your intuition on that part, Kevin. Okay, I hope you get it. And I was talking about idea. And if somebody's giving you feedback that you don't like, just remind yourself why that idea is important for you, like why you started that idea, and then just move forward with a positive attitude. That's what it counts. Okay. Now, Prema said, I felt rejected, then I changed my attitude to I am offering. Who's next? Absolutely, Prema. That is actually a beautiful, beautiful concept to follow. Okay. Perfect. Now, Kevin said intuition and masterminding groups, how to develop intuition and be a part of a mastermind. Perfect, Kevin. First of all, find people who have this similar kind of mindset and who have the similar kind of goals that you are having. Okay. And be in that mindset in that masterminding group. Understand that, your mastermind group consists of people who are actually inspiring in each other. There should be never a person involved in a mastermind who is criticizing anything. So a mastermind group can be formed. You can form that in your family, or you can form that with some of your people who are studying the same thing that you're studying, or who knows the material that you knows and who are actually applying that material. And when you talk about how to develop intuition, now I asked that question to Bob in the last seminar. He said, if you want to develop your intuition, start observing the energy that you are picking up from another person. Okay, energy, and you will feel it. You will feel it. You just got to practice it. So from next time, whenever you're talking to somebody or whenever you're having a discussion with somebody, just ask yourself, how does discussion making me feel? And that feeling is your gateway to other person's vibration. And that vibration will actually tell you whether there's a genuine feedback or not. That's how intuition works, Kevin. And that will strengthen with the practice. And you got to just put practice into that. All right. All right. Perfect. Now I want you to take you ahead in this call. And now come back here. I want you to look at there. Now you might be thinking, all right, I know that, okay, I have to change my perception, but how? This is how you change your perception. It is SW, SW, SW. Understand that. Some will say no to you. Absolutely, some will say no to you. They won't buy your product. They will never, ever buy your product. They will say, but there will be someone who might be, like 50% interested or something like that. But first of all, these are going to be there. And what you have to do, simply reject them. Use what next Jack Canfield said. He said, whenever I received a no, I said, all right, what's next? What's next? What's next? So you got to develop that in your, understand that there is someone who is waiting. There is someone who is waiting for you. It's right there. It's somewhere. It is somewhere. It is waiting for you. And that someone is waiting for you to say yes. So what you have to do is you have to be in the process and you have to remind yourself about being persistent. Now, I can share a little bit of experience. When I started selling Bob's program way back in 2016 and 17, I made 300 prospecting calls. And out of those 300 prospecting calls, I just end up making 10 sales. And that was an experience that was totally unconsciously developed on the principle of persistence, that I should keep going, that I should keep going, that I should keep going, that I should keep going. Because I understand that there's a lot of supply. And the more I raise my awareness, the more my results will improve, the more better attraction I will have, and the more better results I will have. So the point here is that whenever somebody says no, all right, perfect. What next? What next? What next? And the more you keep on saying it to yourself, what next? What next? What next? You know what's going to happen? You're going to build up an expectation where you'll always be moving ahead. Moving ahead. Now, some people tell me, Sukhveer, it is easier for you to say that. It is easier for you to say that, just go next, just go next. But that's not easy for us. I feel there are going to be some of you who are going to feel the same way. So that's where I want you to understand that what is the trouble. The trouble is not what's on the outside. The trouble is right there in your mind. And some of you know what that trouble is. Some of you don't know what that trouble is. But that trouble is never, you can never have enough knowledge of that. You can draw these diagrams over and over again, but still it will never be enough. That's why I say keep going and keep learning. And the trouble is that you're not going to accept that idea as easily because you are programmed. There is a paradigm. Now, some of you know that this is really little insidious program in your subconscious mind that actually don't want you to accept the ideas because your paradigm wants to make the work tough for you. Now, how many of you know Jack Canfield? How many of you know about Jack Canfield? If you know Jack, let me know in the chat box. How many of you know Jack Canfield? If you know Jack Canfield, let me know in the chat box. All right. Kevin, I just saw your question. I will get back to that later on. The best you can do is just copy paste and put it in the Q&A box. All right. Somebody said, I know him. Somebody said, I don't know him, but I have heard about him. Right. Absolutely. He's the author of the Chicken Soup for the Soul, Chintan. Now, we all know about the success of Jack Canfield's book. Jack Canfield, Mark Victor Hansen, they wrote a book, Chicken Soup for the Soul, and it has been sold over multi-million copies, and the book has been translated into 39 languages. But you know how many times he got no from publishers? He wrote in his book, I have his book right here, this Jack Canfield's book, and in this chapter, he said, my book has been rejected by 130 publishers. 130 times people said no to Jack Canfield. And for the book that is right now is one of the publishing phenomena of 20th century. Publishing phenomena of 20th century. I guess more than 50 or 60 million book has been sold over the last many years. And that all because of Jack has an image in his mind. Jack was willing to put in the work and don't allow his paradigms to be there. And if you want to become successful, you have to go through these temporary rejections, and those rejections are actually not rejections at all. As I always said, the rejections or the no's, whatever you're attracting in your life, they are coming towards you to make you better. They are coming towards you to actually improve you as a person. And if Jack can have so many no's, and after that he can produce a book that is translated into 39 languages, has been sold worldwide, has been the best book on the New York best-selling list, and right now maybe more than 50 million copies sold all over the world. Don't you think that was the worth of all the effort that Jack and Mark Victor Hansen has put in at that time? Absolutely. Absolutely, it was the worth of all the work these guys have put in. But what were different in them? Why they keep on going? Why, instead of all this adversity and all that stuff that was happening, why they kept on going? The only reason why they kept on going is that they understood the principles. Now, W. Clement Stone was Jack Canfield's mentor, and he was a great man. He worked with Napoleon Hill and all that stuff. And he coached Jack Canfield, and Jack Canfield shares some of the ideas in this book that he learns from W. Clement Stone. But those people were working with a different thinking. And thinking is something that you have to develop at your own. But there are tools available. You can learn that. There are ways to do it. Repetition is the mother of learning. But you really need to have a system. You really need to have a knowledge that will help you to understand how to really understand those things. So you have to develop a thinking. Most people don't think. Earl Nightingale said, if most people would have been saying what they have been thinking, they will be speechless. That is so funny, but that is so true. We are not thinking. We are not thinking at all. And guess what? When we think in pictures. If I tell you, all right, think about your home, bang, like that, there will be a picture of the house on the screen of your mind. If I ask you to think about your car, bang, like that, there will be a picture on the screen of your mind. What is happening? When I say think of something, that something has an image stored in your brain cells. And when I say think about your house, there is a message that picked up by your hearing senses, and a light message was transformed your nervous system bang into your brain, and the brain cell which contained that image of the house that flashes on the screen of your mind, and you realize that image. But the problem is that when we are moving towards our goal, there is already a pre-programming in our subconscious mind right there. It's a paradigm. We all are conditioned towards certain end. Condition has been genetic and it has been environmental. For the first 7 8 years, our subconscious mind was getting conditioned by our family, the environment, the genetic conditioning were there. Everything that our mother and father said us at that time, the family we were born in, all these ideas were getting into our subconscious mind since we were kids. And every single idea that is consciously or unconsciously is going into your subconscious mind is shaping your paradigm. It is shaping your operating system. And then you live your whole life based upon that operating system. And most people are very limited in their thinking. They can just think about small increments. They can just think about improving just 1% or 2% or maybe 5%. They never think about just doubling their self. They never think about just multiplying their performance by them. People never think about the concept that is used here. People never think about that they can just multiply their income within a year or something like that. Why they don't think that way? Because they have programs right there. They have programs that are stopping them. But what if we have a solution? What if we actually have a solution? There is a system. Now, I had been very lucky that at a very young age of 23, I got influenced by Bob and I got introduced into his great program. He's my mentor. I have studied Bob Proctor's program. Thinking into Results has absolutely changed my life. And I'm associated, with one of my great friends also. We help people all over the world understand powerful principles that I learned from my different mentors. And I openly admit, every single idea that I teach here, none of these ideas are mine. I just learned them from very great mentors, and I have been wise enough to put them into practice, which most people don't do. And that is the reason that 5 years later now, I'm living the life that I always wanted to live. I'm running my own company, which has presence worldwide. We have clients from 6 different countries. And in fact, we have been doing virtual seminars from last 5 months. And we have another virtual seminar coming up in this November. And I was talking about thinking. In that virtual seminar, we're going to talk about how to actually multiply yourself by you. So it doesn't matter wherever you are. You can be a millionaire, you can be a billionaire, or you can be a person who is just starting in business, or you can be someone who is in job who just want to switch into business, or you can be someone who loves his job and you want to become effective at your job. Irrespective of whatever your profession is, our upcoming seminar, Quantum Leap to Success, on 27th, 28th, and 29th November is actually going to help you to get to the next level of your life. And if you want to know more about it, you can go to the link that we will put up in the chat box right now. It is a seminar link. And if you really want to understand more about what is going to be there in the seminar and all that stuff, you can join our Friday's masterclass, where I will go through more details about the seminar, that what exactly is going to happen. In a couple of minutes from now, my team will share the links here in the chat box. You will get the links on your WhatsApp, on your emails. Make sure to check that out, because that is for you. That is for your life. And if you have been wondering that why your life has not been changing, I can bet you this seminar is for you. It doesn't matter whoever you are. You can be a network marketer, you can be a businessman, you can be an investor, you can be a trader, you can be a distributor, you can be a teacher, you can be a yoga instructor, you can be a fitness coach, you can be anyone on this planet. But if you want to change your life, you got to change your thinking. And to change your thinking, you have to understand how to change your thinking. You got to understand how your mind functions. And that's what we're going to teach you in this seminar. And as you can see, a link of the seminar has just been shared in the chat box. So don't hold yourself back. Absolutely, just like the way Chintan said, hit send. Go to that page and read out all details there in that page. It is going to be an absolutely fantabulous ride, 2.5 days and plus 30 days of replay access. There are many big bonuses right there. I may not be going over those bonuses on this call, but I'll be going over through them on the Friday call, on the masterclass. So if you're not on that masterclass, I encourage you to be there. It is going to be a life changing. It is going to be life altering. So make sure to be there. And now, if you have questions, your questions are absolutely most welcome. Go ahead and ask your questions in the chat box. And there was one from Kevin out there. Here we go. Kevin said, I had an incident where I saw that the person was trying to steal my list of the leads, but I gave him a second chance. I was wrong to do that. He stole it as soon as I shared my leads with him. How to pause and know how to trust my intuition when the facts are in front of me that this person does not have a high value. You already mentioned that your intuition told you that the person doesn't have that high values. All you have to do is, Kevin, just trust that intuition. From next time, trust that intuition. All right? Because that was your intuition in the very first place that tell you that. So trust it. And the more you start trusting it, the more it start working for you, the more confidence you will get into that. And then you will never fail at that. Okay. But then at the end of the day, understand that everything happens with you for a reason. That incident that may have happened you to teach you something, and you have learned from that. So now move ahead and really understand the first voice that you get is your intuition. All right, Kevin. So start trusting it. Start trusting it. And it will get better. I can tell you that. All right. So guys, if anybody else has a question, just ask me right now in the Q&A box. And I really encourage you that go to that page and really get into that seminar. It's a virtual seminar. You don't need visa. You don't need travel bags. You don't need, flight tickets. You don't need hotel reservations. You need none of these things. All you need is a commitment, a willingness to sit in front of the camera on your room, on your office, wherever you are. We are going to stream that straight to you. It doesn't matter wherever in the world you are. Just like the way Bob said, you can be anywhere. You can be in Buenos Aires, you can be in United States, you can be in United Kingdom, you can be in Canada, you can be in Russia, you can be in Moscow, you can be in India, you can be in Mauritius, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Iran, Iraq, wherever you can be. We are going to stream that right to your computers. All you need is just go there and sign up for the quantum leap to success, because quantum leaps happen when we change our thinking. And thinking is not something that you change in the future. It's not something that is dependent upon someone. It is something that you change right now, right here in the present moment. And we are going to talk a lot about that in the seminar. The present moment concept, I love that from Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now. Even some of that part is going to be there in the seminar. I can tell you, this is going to be one of the different, absolutely different seminar that you have ever been into. All right. So somebody said, when is the seminar? What does quantum leap mean? The seminar is on 27th, 28th, and 29th November, Kevin. And quantum leap means, it simply means just multiplying yourself with yourself. You can be a person who is earning 5,000 right now, and the quantum leap formula is going to tell you how to make it 10,000. You can be a person who is earning 1 million right now. The quantum leap to success is going to teach you how to double it. 2 million. You can be someone who is earning 50 million right now, and the quantum leap to success is going to teach you how to make it double, because we're going to teach you how to work right there. And when you work right there, everything on the outside is going to change. So quantum leap means a shift in your performance that is absolutely incredible. It's not the small increment shift. It is a big shift. It is a big shift because we start with the big end in our mind. That's what quantum leap is all about, Kevin. Thank you so much for asking that brilliant question. I believe many others also have a question, but they might be shy. They might be thinking whether I should ask that question or not. They might be thinking, wait a minute, another personal development seminar, should I invest in that or not? Let me tell you, I still invest in personal development seminars. Bob Proctor still invests in new books, in new programs. So if he is doing it at the age of 88 years, why don't you? It's a decision. and it is not going to cost you the money that will make you broke. Now, how much it costs? So right now we have an early bird ticket going on. So early bird ticket is $60. Forget about the VIPs and all that stuff. Go for that early bird ticket, $60. Go for that. Is it worth investing on yourself? It is absolutely worth investing on yourself. Let me tell you something very funny. I heard that from someone. It's not funny, it is very interesting. Now we have wallets and we have money in our wallets. And someone very wonderful told me one day, he said, if you empty your wallet, if you take out the money out of your wallet, they said, if you take out the money out of your wallet and you put it into your head, nobody can take it back from you. So it is always worth investing in yourself. You have to take your money and you have to invest it into yourself. That's all you got to do. Take the money and invest into yourself. That is going to be one of the best investment you will ever make. That's what I'm going to tell you. So go ahead and literally invest in yourself. It is not going to make you broke. The investment is just $60. So it's worth investing in yourself. All right. Perfect, Carmen. All right. Somebody said, today I have felt free. I have been crying and grudge with the person who told me that business is not my field. Awesome. That is absolutely wonderful. You see, people are having breakthroughs in this 40-minute session. Imagine spending 2.5 days with me in November 27th, 28th, and 29th. What a big difference it is going to make in your life. I'm not just saying that to flatter you. I have a big goal, I have a big goal. I have a new goal card. I have a big goal that I'm working towards. Every single day I'm working towards a big goal. And anyone and everyone who really be a part of that big goal, it is going to grow. And if you be a part of our seminars, we're going to teach this trick, this little 3x5 trick, how to use it, how to actually take the full use of this goal card. I'm going to help you understand something that you have never understood. We are going to take you on a tour, on a mental leap that you have never gone before. This seminar is not an ordinary seminar, and this is not a motivational seminar. This is a teaching seminar where we are going to teach you the concept that makes a difference. So if anybody has a question, you can definitely ask, but my recommendation is go ahead, hit the button, buy the ticket right now, right here. Don't wait for it. It's a decision. If you make a decision right now, you will be happy for the rest of your life. If you don't make a decision just because you're thinking about the money, then you will be doing the same in every single important area of your life, where you always be looking at the money and not making the decision. And that may take you a lot back in your life. Remember Napoleon Hill, what he said? Successful people make decisions very quick and they change them very slowly if and often they have to change it. So make decisions. Make decisions right now, right here, and be a part of the seminar. Perfect. So Nigeria said, I will be a part of this seminar. I believe you are going to be a part of this seminar, Nigeria. I trust you. You have been a very, very honest student. You have been here on these calls every single, week, and it has been absolutely incredible to have you here. And I really want you to just be the best of yourself. All right. Perfect. So if you don't have any more questions, guys, so we will sign off the session for now. And I will meet you on Thursday, and then I'll see you on Friday for the masterclass. Make sure to register for that. But before that, go ahead and book your ticket for the seminar. $60. It's not that much. I believe you are going to spend $60 in November. Anyhow, you're going to spend it. Anyhow, you're going to spend time on something else. Why don't you spend $60 in your own development? Why don't you spend your time in your own development? Just taking a weekend out of your session, out of your busy schedule. We all are busy, but it's never too busy to work on ourselves. So I'll see you there. Till then, take care. And thank you so much for being a part of this coaching hour. You can invite your friends, you can invite your family, because these coaching hours are absolutely free. We don't charge a dime for these coaching hours. All we charge is a commitment to be here, willingness to be here, and a willingness to learn from us. Be open with us, share with us in the chat box, and really be a part of it. So with that, thank you so much. I'll see you on Tuesday. Till then, take care. Have a great day. Have a great life. And we are going to meet soon on next coaching hour call.